One of the things that you should be able to do as a high school student is convert decimals into fractions. One of the main ways that you'll be able to do that is if you know the names of the decimal places, and I've written them for you here. After the first decimal point, the first digit there is called the tenths place. After that is the hundredths place, thousandths, 10,000ths, and so on. So as long as you keep those in mind, those will help you convert your decimals into fractions. Let's start with an easy one like the number 0.5. Most of us already know that 0.5 is the same as a half, and so we just know instinctively that 0.5 is 1/2 as a decimal. But let's talk about why. If you take the number 0.5, that 5 digit is in the tenths place. And so if you say that number correctly, instead of saying 0.5, you would say that that number is 5/10. And so when you write that number that way, you get the number 5/10. Then when you reduce that fraction to lowest terms, it turns into 1/2. So really 0.5 is the same as 5/10, which reduces that fraction into 1/2. Let's use the same principle for a number like 0.3. Again, most people would say that number as 0.3, but the correct pronunciation would really be 3/10 because the 3 is in the tenths place. So when you write it as 3/10, you get 3/10. That fraction is already reduced, and so you're completed there and you don't need to reduce any further. Let's try a number like 0.12. Again, most people would say 0.12, but the correct way to say that would be to say 12 hundredths, because the 2 is in the hundredths place. So when you write it as 12/100, you get the fraction. Then you simply have to reduce that fraction to lowest terms. Converting fractions into lowest terms is another video that I'll get into later. Let's try a larger number like 0.258. Again, if you say that number correctly, that would be the 8 that would determine the way that you say it, and the 8 again is in the thousandths place. So you would really say that number as 258 thousandths. And so when you say 258 and put it over the number 1000, you get your fraction. Again, you will need to work further and reduce that fraction to lowest terms, and that topic is in another video. What about repeating decimals? For repeating decimals, instead of putting the number over numbers of 0, you're going to use the digits of 9 instead. For example, let's take the number 0.3 repeating. Most of us know that one or have it memorized, and we've decided that that fraction is 1/3. But let's talk about why it's 1/3. If we use digits of 9 instead of zeros, we would use the fact that the 3 is in the tenths position, so we need one digit of 3, and therefore we would need one digit of 9 on the bottom. So when you use your digits of 9, they go in the denominator. So since this 3 is a single digit, it goes on top, and we only need one digit of 9 on the bottom. So we get the number 3/9 in fraction form. If you reduce that fraction to lowest terms, you get the number 1/3. Keep in mind that 0.3 repeating should not be written as 0.33 repeating. Let's take a number like 0.23 repeating. So this time, 2 digits of the number are being repeated. So if you wrote this number out further, you'd get the number 0.232323, and so on. So only 2 digits of the number are being repeated. So we'd write the number 23 on the top, and then because we need 2 digits that are being repeated, we use 2 digits of 9 on the bottom. Again, you'd want to verify that this number is in lowest terms before you finish your work.